Hello everyone, welcome back to online lecture series on applied thermodynamics. We are continuing our topic of refrigeration. So first of all, we will do a quick revision of our previous topics and then we will begin our new topic. Today we are also planning to complete this chapter. So let's start with our revision first. So first, in our last lecture we have completed the desirable properties of ideal refrigerant, which are listed over here from 1 to 13. You can pause this video and you can revise yourself with these properties. The next we discussed a slightly different topic, that is vapor absorption refrigeration system, that is VAR. Here we understood about the principle behind this, in which on one side we have kept liquid ammonia and on the another side we have kept cold water storage. So the flow of liquid ammonia is controlled through this control valve. That is, here once we open this valve, this liquid ammonia will flow through this evaporator where it is get converted into vapor, and this cold water has very high tendency to absorb this ammonia vapor. So this ammonia vapor will be sucked by this cold water here. So this is working in this way, it virtually sucks all the ammonia vapor inside it. So this is the replacement of compressor in this system. So here water is taken as absorbent and ammonia is taken as refrigerant in this case. Now last we discussed about properties of ideal refrigerant absorbent combination. So here you can pause this video and again go through these properties. These are not very difficult tasks to be done. So let us now begin with our next and comparatively important topic. Simple ammonia water vapor absorption refrigeration VAR system. Okay, so this is simple ammonia water vapor absorption system. So here let's draw the figure first. I will be taking some time while drawing this figure, so be patient while I am completing this figure. I will try my best to complete it as soon as possible. So let's begin with nomenclature. Here we are having, let's begin with condenser here. So sorry, evaporator. So we will begin with evaporator. Then we have this as absorber. Then we have pump. Then we have generator here. Here we have, this is PRV. PRV means pressure reducing valve. Then here we have condenser. And here we have receiver. This is receiver. And let's have few other things which are there here. This is the cooling water. Cooling water. Now let's discuss about the ammonia and water combination in this case. Here we have pressure is low, so I will be writing in this way: low pressure. P downward arrow means low pressure ammonia vapor. Then here we have P high, that is high pressure ammonia vapor. Here we have liquid ammonia. Okay, we also missed one thing, that is expansion valve. And heat is absorbed here, QE, that is heat absorbed. Obviously, evaporator absorbs the heat from the products which we need to cool. In absorber, here heat is rejected to cooling water. So here we have heat rejection QA. And here we have this, as here we have strong solution. Then here we have heat supplied. That is QG, and here we have heat rejection QC. And one more thing is, here we are having weak solution. So this is the figure. And now let's understand the fundamentals behind this figure. So here, see, we need to begin at any particular point. So let's say that we are beginning from a section, that is this section, that is exit of ammonia. We are starting our cycle from here for understanding purpose. So in this case, we are having low pressure ammonia vapor, because in case of evaporator, liquid ammonia enters this evaporator, it absorbs the heat from the products that we need to cool, and it is getting vaporized. So we are having the low pressure ammonia vapor, and evaporator works at a lower pressure. So this ammonia vapor at low pressure enters this absorber. So here the absorber is, here we are having cooling water. So sorry, cooling water is a separate thing. As an absorber we are having water. So this water will suck all this ammonia vapor into it. So at this stage we will have here we are having aqua aqua ammonia, that is a strong solution having ammonia in it. So now here what happens, that because of this sucking, this absorption of ammonia will lower the pressure of this combination, so it will further suck more ammonia from evaporator, and because of this the temperature here increases. So for this we need to provide some cooling water so that the temperature gets reduced, and this strong solution is pumped to the generator. So here the pressure increases up to 10 bar. Now our task is to separate this water and ammonia. So here heat is supplied, so here it is being heated, so the ammonia vapor will get separated and it will go through this path, that is this path towards the condenser, and the water that is absorbent will come here, return with a weak solution, that is less quantity of ammonia here, and absorber works at lower pressure, and this weak solution is at higher pressure in the generator because of pumping. So we need to reduce the pressure of this weak solution through PRV, that is also known as pressure reducing valve. So here it returns, and then this ammonia vapor goes here, this is at high pressure because of pumping, and this gets condensed in this condenser where it is heat is rejected, that is QC. Then because of condensation it becomes a liquid ammonia, and then it goes through this expansion valve where its pressure gets reduced, and then after this pressure gets reduced it again goes to the evaporator where it is evaporated and gets converted into low pressure ammonia vapor. So in this way this whole cycle works for the simple ammonia vapor absorption refrigeration system. So let's copy this into our main slides. Now we are done with this theory, and now we will have a next theory. That is over here. So we are not going to draw this figure, we will directly copy this. So our next theory, practical ammonia water VAR system. So here let's focus on this figure. It is having few new parts over here. I hope the full figure is visible to you. So let's observe what modifications we are having from our simple cycle. So what you do, you can pause this video and draw first simple ammonia water vapor system, and then you focus here. So how many extra parts we are having here is, let's say in this case, first we are having this heat exchanger as extra device, then this is second heat exchanger we are having as an extra device, then we have this rectifier or dehydrator as an extra device, and then we have the analyzer. So these are the four components which are different from the simple water ammonia cycle with water ammonia system. So let's focus over here. First we will begin with the analyzer. So why analyzer is required in practical cycle? So for that, let's see that here we are having a separation of, as I told you, that here we are having separation of ammonia vapor and weak solution, that is water. However, there are chances that here some water particles are also there, that is plus ammonia vapor plus water particles. So suppose these water particles are taken forward, then they will reach this expansion valve where they will get freezed, that is ice formation will happen at expansion valve, and they will simply choke the flow. So they will stop the functioning of this entire system. So the condition is that here, that in actual cycles no water particle should be forwarded to condenser and then to the expansion device. So here an analyzer is there. So what does this analyzer do? That here we are having some series of trays mounted over here, like this series of trays are there which are mounted, and here we are taking this water vapor combination over here. So whatever the water particles are present over here, they will return to the generator, and only the ammonia will go. So here 99% is ammonia which will be moved forward. And we will also discuss about this drip, which is returning part. So let's focus on the analyzer. That in case of analyzer, what does it do? That it simply prevents the water particles to move forward here towards the condenser. So this will take the water particles, majority of water particles, towards the generator back. So that is the task of analyzer. And then what is the task of this rectifier or dehydrator? So here, as I told you, that 99% is here NH3, that is ammonia. So still there is 1% of water particles that are present over here. So the task of rectifier is to remove that 1% of water particle from this combination. So here that last traces of water, that is 1% of H2O is, okay, let's do this again. NH3, 1% of NH water is returned to the analyzer over here. So that is the task of rectifier. Now let's focus on the heat exchanger. So ultimately the task of these two is to remove the water particles. 99% work is done by the analyzer and 1% is done by the rectifier. Then let's focus on heat exchanger. So the task over here is that we require, so here this strong solution is at lower temperature, and this weak solution is at higher temperature. So what we require is the weak solution should be cooled and the strong solution should be heated. So these are having two opposite temperature characteristics. So we have put a heat exchanger here. So what will happen, that this strong solution will get heated through this heat exchanger and this weak solution will get cooled through this heat exchanger. So it reduces. So because of cooling of weak solution, the task of cooling water reduces, and because of heating of strong solution, the task of this generator reduces. So ultimately it improves the performance of the system. And now regarding this heat exchanger over here, so here in this case we are having this is heat exchanger which is kept between condenser and evaporator. So here this will reduce the temperature of, so there will be a reduction in temperature of liquid ammonia. And here because of reduction of temperature over here, this will increase the refrigeration effect. So refrigeration effect will get increased over here. So after this evaporator, this vapor will get temperature increase. Okay, so this is the way it works. And one fundamental formula that we need to discuss over here at the last, COP is equal to heat absorbed in evaporator and here work done by the pump plus heat supplied in generator. Okay, so that is the thing. So let's copy this figure and put it into our main slides. And let's copy this formula. So that is the end of today's lecture. Thank you for watching this video.